I mean, not as a general rule, but I'm sure Tony would answer if you called, which was a mistake.
All right. We may be live. We're waiting. I'm waiting for everything to come up. We're live on Kick. We're live on YouTube.
Hello,
We're live
Kick.
on Live Space.
Hello, YouTube.
And with that, I'm going
Hello,
to hit
Live
record
Space.
now.
I was talking to Todd, the CMO at Live Space.
Wait,
Trying
start
to get
over.
him to send us some magenta hoodies.
Ooh,
'Cause
do it,
the
Todd.
Live Space logo is magenta.
You gotta get on that microphone, Tony.
Yeah, you gotta lean.
Bring it into you. Bring
Oh,
it closer.
God.
Gross.
You need me to get you on a stand from here on out?
That's what
You know
Age
what?
will do to you.
Just because I'm short, I don't need your commentary.
You know what we really need?
I mean, literally, we're here to hear your commentary. So
Just so you know, when you talk to him and you turn that way, you're not on the mic. Can you hear me right now?
Less so.
I can hear. You know, I can hear myself in the headphones, so I know,
Yes, I know.
what the
Here,
level's
take
at.
another
I'll take 2.
gun. No, you won't.
No,
I'll
I'd
see you tomorrow morning at work. If that happens.
I'm gonna take 2, but I'm also putting in a PTO request.
That's why it's called a request. Denied.
You're gonna come in at 9:30. Jeff's like, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Oh,
All right.
hey.
get on that microphone,
Yeah,
Tony.
so we're live. We're live.
We're live. You actually sound
Live.
just as quiet on the mic as you do away.
Yeah, I think the mic levels are just fucked up.
No, you're just not
Up
close to
here,
it.
No, he was like right in. on
I'm
it, like,
literally on top of it.
he's
Doesn't make any
licking that
sense.
thing, man.
I'm.
All right.
But
I'll
you know
work on
what? The opinion that matters least on this whole show.
I bet you your mama just texted you to say can barely hear Tony.
No, she was texting to say that it's not live on YouTube yet.
All right, talk. Talk, Tony.
Testes.
Clean up.
Testes. Testicular fortitude.
Yeah, it's
Why
not
are you so
changing.
quiet?
Are we supposed to be live on YouTube right now, Chris, or no?
We
Yes.
should be.
Why
My
don't
mom
you
said we're
we'll
not.
open it.
Hang tight for 2 seconds, everybody. There might be a pop. 1 moment.
Direct
That was tiny.
that was good.
All right, Tony. Now try your mic.
That was
Testicular fortitude.
same thing.
You're not even on the mic. Somebody. I
I'm
bet.
on the mic.
No,
if I
not
was
you.
any more
It's
on the
not
mic,
you.
it would be inside of me.
I got this.
No, I
Okay.
think he means
No,
that
he's
your
saying
mic
like
is not
yeah,
picking
you're
up.
getting picked up on ours.
I see your. Okay, talk directly. Like, get really close to it for a second. And talk.
I'm trying to think of something funny to say.
Just
but I can't
anything.
think of it.
Something funny.
We are
Just live for this right now, yeah.
country music is the greatest sounding music in the world.
That is
Did my dog unplug another
There's
cable?
nothing better than a banjo.
that's
I don't know. Keith Urban plays the shit out of it.
oh, excuse me.
Now talk.
Talk.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
He's here.
I'm
He's
back, baby.
baby.
All right.
What the fuck was that?
Nothing. That's
Floppy-
production things.
Floppy
You're fine.
Venus?
That doesn't sound like nothing.
Floppy Venus.
Flop, is that someone in the kick chat?
Yes. I feel like their name was
Oh.
supposed to be a play on Floppy Penis.
Never change kick chat, but also please change immediately.
I don't know. For some reason, it was not applying the phantom power to your mic. I don't know why.
Gotcha.
Finally went.
Welcome to the Popcorn Tribunal pre-show, which is where you always hear us yell at each
AKA
other.
Banter.
This is where you hear 3 grown men, but today 4 grown men who all think they know more about audio than each other.
Speaking of which, there is a familiar face to some, or rather a familiar voice to some, because I don't
Yeah.
think we did video.
We
at the
did a
time.
couple.
Did we do a couple?
We did the Rise of Skywalker video that I was on was video.
That's right. When you and Tyler almost killed each other because you were talking about
It was-
gray Jedis.
It was with love, but also Tyler, if you're listening, Grey Jedi aren't real, and that's why I banished. That's why I banished you to Illinois. You're not allowed back in Indiana, buddy. I'm waiting at the
Wow.
border for you.
His name is still listed as a creator of the podcast, by the way.
He's OG.
Derek Bailey.
What
Ladies
up?
and gentlemen, the most successful realtor in the state of Indiana, right there.
Thank you.
Buy a house, sell a house. This is the man. This is the man. Hey Chris, are we promoting that other company,
What other company?
the one that you own?
Sure, why not?
Are you sure?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, cool.
Do it.
Yeah. So welcome to Popcorn Tribunal. Special guest Derek Bailey. We're super excited to have him back in the house.
Thanks for having me.
Have a little specific conversation. This is of course Blaha, who everybody knows.
You know me now.
Now I am
Now.
Tony. That is producer Chris.
Yay.
Camera shift. There he is at the computer. Oh, he didn't do it well. Okay.
Takes a second.
I'm
Catch up.
directing as I'm.
Get us
There he is,
Live
pointing
action.
at the camera.
And,
We are live right now on YouTube. Kick, and is YouTube up now?
Everything's
I
up.
saw it up there.
Okay.
Everything
I'm
started at the
waiting on
exact same moment.
I'm waiting on
Waiting on
confirmation,
confirmation
from
Mama Blaha.
from number
so
one Popcorn Tribunal Supervan, my mom.
Blaha Modman 13, who is Mr. Domain that we know of,
Oh, sure.
says he loves the hat. He probably zoomed in just so he could see it.
I wore it yesterday, so I don't know why I didn't say it then.
All right, let's
who
talk
wants
through some
music?
of our partners, and then we will jump in
What about
and
music?
show some love to some movies and some video games and some news and all the fun stuff.
You want music first?
Well, it should have
Absolutely.
kicked in by now, but
It's about to. I'm holding it back. Here
Why-
it goes.
what? Okay,
And that's the moment when Derek Bailey
Bailey, you
knew
got
he
the
was
drums?
home.
You got the drums?
Oh, absolutely. Feels good to be back.
I don't know. That's not really headbanging music,
You can headbang to anything.
is it? You can headbang to anything, yes.
That's a different recording from when you were last on the podcast.
Yeah, it
is.
was.
He
I was like,
re-recorded
I don't really
everything,
know
yeah.
where I'm going with this. Feels good.
He just felt the music and he ran with it.
All
Well, that was
right.
originally recorded when all my old input gear failed. I got new gear, and that was just a random recording to test it, and it turned into our theme song.
It was good.
You know,
Nice. 4 seasons in, we're still using the same theme song. That's what we call having no budget.
But also,
I mean, it worked for Star Trek.
Kick-ass theme song.
That's true. That is true.
Who needs a new theme song when you got that?
I don't
one?
know. Do you think it's recognizable yet? Do you think if we sent a copy of it to Thailand, the people over there that listened, or the Philippines, the people over
I
there?
think anyone that listened would immediately.
Immediately?
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a banger, man. Come on.
Awesome. Well, to start off the show, we want to thank our partners. Obviously, CoffeeDudesCoffee.com. Show Chris some love. CoffeeDudesCoffee.com. He does not have a coupon code for us yet, ironically. 5 seasons in, 6 seasons in now as our producer. Still no
The man's
coupon
working
code.
for free, so he needs. to
Yeah, let
have
me
that
make
discount.
less money for you. God.
Well, you can put a code in there so you can track the business you're getting from the podcast. And then of course, Space Panda Delta, Delta 8 and Delta 9 gummies and lollipops now. Check them out at spacepandadelta.com. Use code POPCORN, POPCORN, and save 20%.
Oh, yeah.
Also, that shows a little love to the show. Every dollar that we're getting is going to stack up, and most of it's going to go to this man who's been producing our podcast professionally for almost 6 seasons now.
I'm going to blow it all on lottery tickets.
And hookers.
Brilliant.
Hookers and blow.
But if you guys make us enough money, I'll start live unboxing Star Wars toys, and I know you want that.
That's a lot. I'm just going to go to Michigan
Okay.
and spend it wisely.
Also, we have a new position open for our second host. Maybe Bailey will come
That's
back.
not that's not true. Tony said if I leave, he quits.
That's not true.
No, he just said he'd do it on his
It's
own.
not true. It was a false statement of support. But also Space Panda
Ouch.
Delta, awesome, good stuff.
Fantastic.
Derek, how are the Delta 8 gummies?
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
They're delicious. The delicious.
They're very tasty.
And then also thank you to the same family of Glitch Energy, Glitch with a Y, GLYTCH. We are both actually drinking Glitch Energy tonight. What are you drinking?
You both.
I've got Predator,
Predator,
which
Predator
is
actually
being
is
vaulted.
being vaulted.
So
yeah.
buy it now because
It's sold out.
It's my. Is it sold
Yeah,
out?
it's sold
Fuck
out
you
now.
then. You can't
I
have
am
it.
drinking a combination of Grinch Berry, which is cranberry citrus, and Greenades, which is green apple.
Yes.
Grinch Berry, this year was the last year for it.
Oh wow.
So
So
we're
we're,
not
basically
excited.
just showing you a bunch
So
of shit
you guys
can't
are
have.
promoting some stuff that is exclusive.
There is a Tyler in the YouTube comments.
Oh
Hey,
shit!
Tyler.
A
It
Tyler.
may be.
Wait, what's
the
his
Tyler.
username?
It's the Tyler.
It is
just
Tyler.
The Tyler.
He
And you
said
know what?
Bailey, all caps.
I can.
Hey, buddy.
I can literally feel his loving gaze through the lens of that camera. My baby boy, my lovely Tyler.
Wait,
My
weren't you
baby
just
boy.
talking shit about him?
No, no,
No.
no.
Can we run that back?
I didn't hear it.
Okay.
No.
Just
All
the
right.
love.
No.
All right.
no.
Anyways, same thing. Glitchenergy.com, code popcorn, another 20% off there. And let me tell you, it is, I love it. I don't have any crash from the energy. That's legit.
No, yeah.
I'm gonna be the one that's gonna complain about it. Bailey's known me for years. He can tell you that I would say some shit if there was
Yes,
some shit.
I mean,
So-
I'll tell you. Yesterday I drank a coffee at work because I forgot to bring Glitch with me. I felt like shit afterwards. I've been drinking Glitch today. I feel.
I'm sorry,
fucking great.
what?
That's
Not coffee, dude.
not
Oh
coffee,
my
dude's
God.
coffee.
Chris, I hate to tell you this, but unfortunately, it was Folgers.
All that.
Oh, so
wow,
you weren't
that
drinking
just says
coffee.
a lot.
Okay,
Actually,
then.
for the record, they did kill all of that coffee dude's coffee that you gave us
Yeah,
at the office. That's all gone.
that's why we don't
So-
have good coffee at the office anymore.
Yeah.
It's just Folgers, and
If
I
only
was
there was a convenient
desperate.
website where you could order more product.
Yeah, coffeedudescoffee.com.
Wait, what was that? Where would I get some good coffee?
Coffeedudescoffee.com.
Nescafe.com.
Now with lower prices.
One more partner that I want to talk about. Well, we'll say two, but one more. Pop in the Pepper, popinthepepper.com,
Yeah.
Pop in the Pepper hot sauces. I forgot them today. That's on me. But they just won another award at the Spiciest, Tastiest Food Show in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Very cool.
Yeah.
They've got a review forthcoming from Mr. Scoville himself, Johnny Scoville. So there's some cool
Oh,
stuff coming
shit.
for them. And we talked about it last week. We now have a coupon code. If you use the code popcorn at popinthepepper.com when you purchase, you will save 10% off your hot sauces. It's hot sauces only, not the merchandise, but you will save 10% on your hot sauces. Go buy some, show them some love.
Yeah.
Artisan Hot Sauces, small company owned by two of the coolest people that we know, and their hot sauces are excellent. So go check them out.
Thanks to Chris's quick reflexes, the code's right here.
No.
No, he didn't know about the
Little higher?
code prior.
A little lower.
So you're,
Thanks
just,
to
you're holding a logo right now.
it just says popcorn. Listen, just start sending the hot sauce to my house and I'll bring it. He forgets everything. I remember always.
Why were you late today? Because you were chasing a bird around the apartment?
Okay, I have an adorable pet bird for everyone who doesn't know. She's so cute.
I love
And
it.
I was going to put her to bed and she wasn't having it. She wasn't having it. She was being too cute.
It's
And
like
we
a
had
small
to,
child, isn't it?
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
She's the cutest. I'm not going to show the camera because it wouldn't make sense, but I am going to show Bailey.
Yes, please.
Okay, so
Look at her.
So
Oh
the
my
reason that
God.
Bailey is
She's
here
so
is
little.
because we've always been big fans of these big epic movies.
Yes.
And Bailey texted and he's like, "Hey, did you guys see Dune 2 yet? Let's talk about it." And we're like, "Yeah, let's do it on the podcast." Hell yes. I was like, "You are more than welcome anytime you want to come in."
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
You are our Lisa and Al Gabe.
Oh, that makes.
Jesus Christ.
I feel that. Bow
Did
to
you
me.
just call him your Messiah?
Yeah.
Bow to me.
Look at this man. You kidding me? Of course. I'm also pretty sure Derek is the reason I didn't get fired at my previous job multiple times. So
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm sitting between two
watch
men
out.
whove had my fate in their hands many times.
I currently and Derek in the past. That is true.
And it's I felt more secure with one of them, but I won't say who.
Wow.
Oh, it's definitely Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I never worked for
Yeah.
Derek, but he always makes me feel secure.
He's
Oh,
a great
thanks.
he's a great leader.
I
and a
appreciate
boss.
that.
Even better person.
Yes.
He has, like,
That's
giant
why we like
penis.
having him. Yeah.
Giant.
Unlike me and Tony.
Massive. I don't know what you're talking about. Mine's just
Mm.
fine.
Are we talking about Dune? What are we talking about?
Yeah, dude. Speaking of Sandy, yeah. So Blaha and I went and saw it last night. Did you see it in IMAX?
I did.
Okay.
I
Did
got
you
to
see
go
it
to
downtown
the
in
band
IMAX?
premiere a week and a half ago.
Oh.
AMC Traders Point.
Nice.
So we saw it in Dolby Atmos.
Mhm.
Amazing.
I almost dozed off twice, but it was not because of the movie.
Late showings are
It was
It
at
was at
4:45.
4:45.
show.
Oh
We
my
left work
God.
early for it actually. But I couldn't sleep until 5 o'clock in the morning, and then had to take my kid to weights
Fair
at
enough.
6:45.
That's late for his age,
So-
though.
I'm old, Bailey. Come on. I don't think I ever actually fell asleep. I think I was nodding.
I disagree with you on that one. The second time I kind of nudged you, you were like, my eyes were only closed for a second. I had been watching you for about 20 seconds to make sure I wasn't unnecessarily nudging you. Just sitting
All
Proud
right.
of it. Oh my God.
I can't wait to go see the next Godzilla movie, and I get to listen to Chris pick his fingers the whole time.
I don't pick my fingers. It's so funny you think that.
It is funny. What's funny is that I keep bringing it up because I know how you're going to react.
You gotta stop giving him what he wants there, man. But, so okay, what
So-
some thoughts?
First of all, I just want to
Yes.
state for the record, I was never a massive Timothy Chalamet fan.
Fair.
Never massive. Like I was never like, oh my
Okay.
god, another TC movie. I gotta go see it.
another TC movie.
After this movie, I think I've changed my mind.
Do
I
you?
like him so much in this movie.
I
think,
thought he was excellent.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
excellent. Also, I can never remember her freaking name.
Zendaya.
Zendaya. Thank you. It's one name, and I can't remember it. I thought this was probably the second best that I've ever seen her.
What was first?
The TV, the show that she
Oh,
was on.
Euphoria.
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 She's
I haven't watched
amazing in
Euphoria
that.
yet. So.
Yeah,
Oh, get on that train, buddy.
I've heard it's real good.
it's
I gotta give it
dark,
that.
very dark.
Euphoria and Ted
Mhm.
Lasso are the two that I keep being told.
You
about.
haven't seen Ted Lasso yet?
We've talked about this so many times.
Yeah, but I would have
The
thought
series
since
is
the last
over
time
now.
we-
Like, get on it.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah,
haven't
now
watched
you
it
can
yet.
just binge.
Yeah, I
hard.
can just take a weekend.
Do I need to give you my Apple TV Plus
I have an
login?
Apple TV Plus.
He's rewatching Star Wars. It's okay.
Every weekend, baby.
and over and over.
Every weekend, Friday and Saturday on game night, I put Star Wars on in the background. He's not wrong.
I love it.
You know, it's funny you say that about Timothy Chalamet though, because I feel the exact same way about Austin Butler. 'Cause
Okay,
you
so
know I didn't like Austin Butler.
for the
and now
record,
love
I
him.
was scared. Oh, why did OK Google all of a sudden pop up on my phone?
Okay.
I was scared.
bought
And
the
yes,
wrong
that is an
phone?
Android. Don't judge me.
Yeah,
I'm judging you right now.
Well, when I texted you yesterday, like,
got
hey,
the
do you want to
green
record this
bubble.
podcast? It went green, and then he's like, new phone, who this? I'm like, oh fuck, I did not text Tony.
The
What
Apple-
is this shit?
The uproar at the office over that
Yeah.
was hilarious.
As is fair.
Okay. Anyways, let's
You
not
were
talk about
scared?
Android anymore.
Fucking one green.
No, we're not
guy
done
in
yet.
my
You can't move on
messages.
yet.
I was worried that the first time he talked, I would hear Elvis.
You know what? That's like the running bit online, right? Is that he never recovered from the Elvis accent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that.
But
Yeah.
that was.
man, yeah, he was intense.
That was the first question.
And the black teeth, wow,
Yeah.
Incredible.
right?
Yeah, no, that was the very first question Molly asked me when I got home, and I was like, honestly, he did so well with the kind of like the accent he had for this. I had trouble sometimes telling if it was him or Stellan Skarsgård talking when they shared a scene
Yes.
Well,
because they matched
Stellan,
it perfectly.
They did.
so they interviewed
well.
Stellan on the red carpet at the premiere about Austin Butler sounding like him.
Yeah.
And he said, no, that's straight Austin. Like Austin's
Oh, wow.
imitation is crazy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's good.
So yeah, he was awesome. Also, I did not know that he was that jacked.
Yeah.
That's all real.
He's pretty
Well,
jacked.
have you seen Masters of the Air
No.
on Apple TV Plus? Where I usually have to pass Ted Lasso to get to it,
Mm-hmm.
but he's he's
No, I
fantastic
usually
in
stop
that.
at Ted Lasso before I get to Master of the Year. I've already rewatched it
He's
twice.
he's like one of the leads in that. It's
On
like
my game
like a
night,
World
it's on
War
in the
II
background.
Whoa,
God damn.
Lifespace just died.
Oh, fuck you.
It's
Lifespace.
probably just the website. Their website's a little
Its
finicky right
live stream has ended, but it has not.
It is not.
We're running on everything
Wow.
else, everybody.
Either way, he's fantastic in Masters of the Air, and that kind of started to turn me on him a little bit because I was.
now. What is
was not a
Masters
big
of
fan
the
it.
Air about?
It is. It's. I told you about this one the other day. It's
I
World
don't
War
listen to
II,
you.
and it's like flying fortress pilots. But the reason everyone was like kind of talking about it was because there was a.
Oh, you did tell me.
They did
about
it. They
this.
in the promotion for it. They're like from the Band of Brothers universe, and people,
Hmm.
do you mean history?
Right.
Like World War II?
But the
Like,
Band of
do you
Brothers
mean
universe.
history?
well, like these are like, and it's like Band of Brothers, obviously.
Well, but I
real
mean,
people.
Band of Brothers was fictional characters placed in a real world.
That was based off real. It's real people,
Right, but it's fictionalized storytelling.
I said so that's what I was saying was that what they probably mean is at some point they
Like Tank was
reference,
not based on a
Okay.
true
like
story.
the people from Easy Company or something.
Or
But
not Tank. What was the movie called with
Fury.
Fury. Shia LaBeouf
Yeah,
when he pulled
yes.
his teeth out.
But no, that I know, and I saw him in that, and I was like, oh yeah, no, he's gonna be real good in Dune 2 because he's got like he's got some pretty intense moments in Masters of the Air. That's gonna translate very well to the character.
Well,
For the record, we're talking about Fade Rotha.
Yes.
right? The nephew.
Yes.
Snape Baron.
Sting's character from the
Yes,
original.
they
Okay.
originally
There
played
you
by
go.
Sting.
So couple things from me that I didn't like about the movie. I thought that Rebecca Ferguson was underutilized.
Sure.
She's a good actor. I enjoy the things
They
that
chose
she's
to
in.
elevate Chalamet further.
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
her.
There was some very intense scenes that the music and orchestration didn't match, and that felt a little out of place for me.
You think?
Now, let's talk about that
Are
because
you sure this wasn't Sleepy Tony?
yes, I'm sure.
His
Because-
hearing was fading out a little.
Right.
God damn it, I didn't miss that much. Stop it.
Why is this song on now? God damn it.
Why am I hearing Baby Got Back? What's happening?
What does this
No,
gotta do with
so
the
there
movie?
were a couple pieces of orchestration that felt right in the mood, right? Because the orchestration is throughout. There's constant orchestration in the background of this movie. And there was a couple pieces around the drinking of the water of life.
Mhm.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert.
That were fairly tense moments in the movie, and it didn't change, and it kind of bothered me. But that's really it. It was just Rebecca Ferguson being underutilized.
Yeah.
I thought she was still excellent. She played
Yeah.
her part
Yeah.
very, very well. Like I
Oh, yeah.
felt like her taking her place of power as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was very
She's even though she's
Real.
not in it, you feel her presence the whole movie
exactly
in a very
Yeah.
sinister way.
yeah.
And that's the thing. I haven't read the books in so long that the characters that are introduced 3/4 of the way through the movie and then at the end, I'm like, who are those people again? Chris Walken did do Chris Walken. That
I
was
did
the
love
only
that.
thing that kind of threw me off. a
That
little
really
bit.
that,
I didn't hate it, but he sounded like Chris Walken.
I thought this was his most reserved though. Like
He
he
was
was
definitely-
not Chris
yeah,
Walken,
yeah.
you know?
He wasn't very gesture.
he
No, no,
wasn't
no.
like
always is.
behaving like Christopher Walken, but it definitely when he
The
first
voice,
started,
as soon
when
as he
he
talked.
when he started talking to Tony, I just hear from the side go because he's just like, Paul, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Paul.
But I thought the way they had him totally fit the Emperor, you know, like what I
Yeah.
had in my head.
Yeah, no, he was. He's normally very, he likes to do this thing all the time. He didn't do any of that.
Right. He was never too much.
Correct.
Which
Yeah.
I thought he tends to be. Right.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Man, I thought the first Dune was damn near perfect. Like, pretty much how you felt about Beau is Afraid is how I felt about Dune, where, like, I hadn't...
So your initial reaction was like, and then you were like,
I was, like, going into because I had no experience with the universe before the first... I hadn't read the books. I hadn't done
Oh,
anything.
wow.
I was like...
Okay.
And it was the dead middle of pandemic. It was the day it came out, and I watched it at home
Oh,
on
yeah,
HBO when they did,
HBO.
like, the day and date release.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I'll just kind of put this on while I'm working, not at the job I have with you, a different job, so you don't have to worry about this one. And so I was
as
like,
long
well,
as the boss isn't in the office, I don't give a shit what you do.
I was
As long as
like-
you're getting your work done.
I was like, I'll put it on the background, and then I did not work.
Right.
Like I just was like, oh my god. And I
Yeah.
even about an hour in, Molly came out and was like, what is this? Like this, and we rewound and started it over. And it was just the whole time I was like, man, this is just so weird and so like almost some like it's almost like uncomfortable.
See, I didn't think
sci-fi
that the first one was
sometimes.
Yeah.
weird at all comparatively.
Well, so that's what. Then in this movie, it is on such a new
Yeah.
level because the first movie, as big as it seemed at the time,
It wasn't so Messiah driven. This
Yeah.
one was
Well,
all about the Messiah.
Yeah, no, I mean the first did so well in bringing you like to understand this universe, right?
Yeah.
8,000
Yeah.
years in the future,
Yeah.
these other planets, these other
Yeah.
peoples.
Yeah.
and it's like it at the when it came out, it seemed like such a big movie because you still get all these like kind of sweeping like environments or whatever. And then in this movie, it's made very clear just how much more massive the universe is. Like you see other planets, yeah, but they make a bigger point of showing like how small everything seems in
Yeah.
comparison to like the landscapes and the
Yes.
ships and everything. And it's
Yeah.
just, man, it's a fucking experience.
Let me
It's
let me
fantastic.
mention something real quickly about that. Since you're talking about the scale of the movie and the lack of expectations and then being surprised by it.
Yeah.
Surprisingly effective, who's always in our kick chat during the podcast. I asked her to go see the first Dune with me, Wendy, and she didn't go. I went with, I think, did I go with you or Ty? I don't remember.
I
who
never saw
went
it in
with.
theaters.
Okay. So went, watched the movie, loved it, came out on HBO, and turns out she watched it just on her own.
Mhm.
And I think she's watched it probably 3 times since then,
Nice.
right? And she's refusing to go see this one
What?
What?
until the third one is out because she doesn't want to wait another 3 fucking years.
Oh man.
Now you just gotta wait like 6 years though to
I
see
know.
Dune 2.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, I've asked her probably 3 or 4 times, hey, do you want to go see Dune 2? No. And she's like adamant about refusing.
No, you
do
get
it.
to enjoy it now, and then just like I just did, I got to rewatch and get
Rewatch
taken
it.
back
Yeah.
into Doom Part 1. Like I forgot how much I
Yeah.
loved
I want to
Yeah.
watch Dune
being
1
there,
again. And
right?
Then,
Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Because it's
Yeah.
like I got home and I was like, okay, I'll put on Dune.
I'm going to go see it again this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah. Like I put on Dune 1 to kind of like wind down after we saw it yesterday, and I was like, I forgot how much I loved Oscar Isaac in. Dude, I forgot how much I loved
Yes.
Jason
I
Momoa.
forgot
in-
Oscar Isaac was in it.
There was even like when we started Dune, when it got into Dune, I was like, man, I forgot all about like Jamis and all the shit that happened at the end. Like, there's so much good in that movie.
There is.
But like the first one is
I
definitely.
mean, but they were still carrying Lammel's body right off the bat.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And I was like, it makes you appreciate how the first one is very much like a contained
Yeah.
kind of. It's almost like it almost feels like an exposition dump looking
You
back.
don't
now,
realize
where,
how
like,
much it
here's the
works as an
universe.
intro
Yes.
to the world
Yeah.
either. You know, you don't realize that now I understand everything that's going on in
Correct.
Dune 2
And
because of 1.
it feels very much to me like I always tell people I think the most perfect introduction to a world, you guys are going to be shocked, is A New Hope, because you just get thrown into that you get thrown into that world and
What?
yeah, shut the fuck up. You get thrown in and you're in the middle of a conflict, but you get the sense of history, like this has been
Yes.
going on for a while. You get the sense of the scale of it.
Oh yeah,
And
because he wanted to go get the droids at the Tashi station.
He wanted power converters from Tashi
Power
Station,
converters
you
at the
fucking
Tashi
idiot.
station.
Anyway,
How dare.
and then it's looking back now, you're like, man, that is on that level, like of an introduction to this world where you get in
100%.
and you like, they give you kind of explanation, but you don't feel like you're like, oh yeah, of course the Harkonnens had this plan. And it's like, what are you talking about? Of course I know. Like, that's history. Like, of course. And then this movie really just ramps it up to like, you've got all the information now. See how fucking
So,
wild
action.
this world can be.
Yes.
Why is Dave Bautista's head getting more and more wrinkly?
Yeah, what's going on with that shit, right? Are you worried that's gonna happen to you?
I don't know, not at all.
I'm a little
It
worried.
hasn't happened to Bailey yet. So.
Yeah, but I mean, again, perfect
Okay.
man.
Yeah, that is true. What did you think, Bailey?
I loved the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, like you talked about the first one, and I was just so excited to be there.
Yeah.
And rewatching it, got sucked
Yeah.
in. And so I was like on this 3-year like.
Had you
let's
read the
go.
book or seen the
I
previous
read
iteration?
all 6
Okay.
books. I actually have not seen the Kyle MacLachlan movie.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Probably a good
Shockingly.
choice.
Just looking at the cover, I was just like, I don't think I can get into
It's
it.
to be fair, after watching these new ones,
Right.
it almost feels. Do you remember who was Flash Gordon? Do you remember how
Uh-huh.
kitschy Flash Gordon
Yeah.
was?
Yeah.
That's what the first two.
That's what
feels like.
the
Yeah.
poster looked like to me,
Yeah.
and that's why
I mean,
was
Kyle
like,
MacLachlan was great in
I
it.
love Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah.
I love the cast.
Sting was great.
Yeah.
The little tiny creepy lady was great.
But yeah, for kitschy sci-fi, I have to like really be
Yeah,
in a mood.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's rare.
Yeah.
That almost that dude almost feels like a comedy now. Like when
Right.
you're looking at
No,
this,
when I watched it, yeah. I mean, the sound effects were terrible. It's like, yeah. It's like, let's get Disney to buy this property so they can remaster
Right.
everything. It's pretty bad.
somewhere there's people screaming.
It's like in
at you.
Flash Gordon when he's riding the scooter and he's flying sideways, but it's supposed to look like he's flying
He's flying
forward.
forward.
Yeah. But okay.
So none of those
you
faux pas.
You have read all the books.
I have read all the books. Yep. Not recently enough that I was sure on what was different. I had to
Sure.
dig into some reference material there, which was good though because I felt the first one was so source material.
Yeah.
And this one, he's
He's
coming
played with the
off
story
a
a little
bit.
bit, sure.
Yeah.
but none of them like was I'm normally like really pissed when great source material gets fucked with.
AKA
But-
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do love Harry Potter books.
for sure.
That's like we're gonna go into so much there.
I
was like, I
we don't
can't
have
get
time
off
for
on
that
this train.
conversation. Yeah.
But no, great source material. But I honestly felt the changes felt like natural
Yeah.
Sure.
and like makes sense.
Well, Chani's storyline
the
was
biggest being
biggest
Chani's,
change,
absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
maybe the biggest change. We got to talk about Aaliyah as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought my guess would be on the big change, right? Is because having a an adult child
Yes.
is really weird on film, especially.
Yeah. And
right?
what it looks like Yoda fighting
Yeah.
lightsabers.
It was kind
Right.
of funny because before we went to see it, we were talking to a friend at work, and they were like, "I wonder how they're gonna do
Yeah.
the child." And I was like, "I don't think they're going to."
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I liked what they did.
I mean,
with
there's
her
still
in
an
the movie, though.
opportunity, right? They say that Dune 3 is going to be based off of the source material from Messiah.
Right.
Dune Messiah. But it's still possible that there's going to be the birth of the child, and the child's going to be.
Well, she has
overly-
to be born, but they could then choose to do the time jump then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? As opposed to she's 2 or 3 in the book, like
Yeah.
pretty quickly. Maybe she'll just be 12.
Yeah.
She's just gonna
Right.
come
That's
out a
fair.
fully formed Anya Taylor-Joy.
Because think about the Messiah and every following book,
Yeah.
like
Who
the
was in the
time
movie
frame.
for 3 seconds?
Right.
I was like, how are you even getting billed?
That was actually an interesting thing too, because it was pointed out to me.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah, no, she is.
With the blue eyes,
She fits that kind of
Yeah.
ethereal role very well.
I agree.
But it was pointed out to me that like people were saying like, man, they really shouldn't have even said she was in the movie because it would have been such a gut punch.
A moment where you would have been like,
Yes.
oh shit.
It would have almost
Yeah.
felt like a
It's the chess
post-credit
movie
scene,
girl.
but
I
in the middle of the
agree.
movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen people too say like, oh, it's not really clear who she is if you haven't read the books. It's pretty fucking obvious who she is.
100%.
I mean, I think she straight up just calls him brother.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no questioning who
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah.
But no,
It's
that
filmed
moment
like
was-
she's talking to Paul, and it's so
Yeah.
obvious.
It was such a good moment. Though. I loved the way they did that.
But I thought it was interesting though, the vision of her as a grown person
Absolutely.
while she's communicating with him. You know, it's like that just kind of re-emphasizes the visions that Paul Atreides is having. So
Yes.
I thought it was cool. Yeah. That's
And
cool.
I mean, the scale of the timeline, right, over
Yeah.
the next books too, is massive.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, time jumping a decade would be nothing in this world, right?
For sure. Was there anything different about this one that either of you guys liked more than the first one? I liked like the use of the weapons. There was more of that instead of
Yes.
just
Yeah.
giant explosions everywhere, like showing how the rocket launcher was loaded and
Agreed.
That is a cool-
when they fire the shields go down and stuff like that. It was just little subtle things like that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it's like the first movie was concerned with the big world details.
Yeah.
And this one is like now you're seeing the lived in details.
The
Absolutely.
rebreathers under the sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like how how the shields work specifically. And
Yeah.
I just like that it threw you in. Like I enjoy when a movie is like, well, if you didn't see the first one, sorry, but
Right.
we're going like
Right.
and
Immediately you're in it.
yeah, I mean you start in conflict.
Yeah,
in that.
100%.
Like it picks up right where the movie ends and
Right,
they're like
immediately.
running. Like
Yep.
they're like trying to get to safety.
Yeah.
And but I mean, yeah, no, I think that I do like that they showed a little bit more of the combat. They kind of showed off more of like the other aspects of the world too. Like I think one of the moments that we both like looked at each other like, oh shit, was when they're on the Harkonnens like home planet and there's those like crazy ass
The
Oh, the
fireworks
That
hitting
was
the shield.
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they just
Yes.
looked so. And we both were like, oh fuck, like that's,
That's
really
It was
cool.
fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Like I love that when you find more of those details. Like the first one's very like you still see that it's weird sci-fi, but it's also kind of familiar. Like the helicopters are like, okay, they're weird, but I get what that's supposed to be. And then when we saw that, I was like, I didn't even realize those are fireworks for a second. I was
Right.
like, what's happening? Like, is he having like a vision or like?
Yeah.
And so I love seeing more of that detail of the world that's more outlandish.
I kind of want to know how they did that, right? Because I mean,
Yeah,
it looks like a practical effect. It doesn't look like a digital effect. It looks like they had a transparent balloon and they threw some liquids on it, and then
yeah.
But it was really cool. Yeah, we did both have a reaction to that, which was cool.
But yeah, it's like video painting, right? Either way, even if it is a
Yeah.
digital thing, it's like this.
And
effect
why
that's
is
like,
Stellan
wow, this-
Skarsgård so fucking creepy, dude?
He is terrifying, and
Or-
it's so perfect.
Well, let's not talk about that because spoilers. But why is he like the perfect guy for that role? When I think of him, I think of was it Nymphomaniac, where he's in the cabin with the woman and she's telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it was?
I
Was it
that's Nympho, but I don't remember him.
that's
being
not
in it.
Stellan Skarsgård in
No.
that movie?
Is it a different Skarsgård? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't
know.
believe
There's so many
so.
Skarsgårds out there. I thought
There
it was
are.
They're all
Stellan
floating around
Skarsgård.
out there.
Producer Chris, can you find out who that was?
Maybe.
Thanks, man. Anyways, that's what I think of. So if it's not him, that'd be weird. But like
If it
the-
is, it's gonna really blow my mind.
right, the prosthetics, the special effects of that. Easy.
Yeah, that's something I really like about these movies too. Is like other sci-fi, like it can be far future, but still feel kind of familiar. Like,
Yeah.
because a lot of it's grounded in like the props are made of like real world guns in like Star Wars, and Blade Runner feels like it doesn't really look that different. Everything in Dune is so fucking outlandish.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
and it's because it's supposed to be so far in the future.
It's way in the future, and it's 100% desert. So we
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
create this other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Is if you don't create that, you're literally just blowing sand with
Yeah.
sparkly shit.
Right.
Yeah, and then even like when they're at the like kind of arena, I don't know if you noticed. Like, I think you kind of gave me a look, but those little like guards in the arena.
Yeah.
that kinda
Dude, they
slithering around.
were
I was
terrifying.
the way they come out, where they're like, because of the way the sun
All of
works
a
on that
sudden
planet,
they
they're
showed
in
up.
shadow, and then
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
them. I literally went, ooh,
Yep.
because like that kind of like uncanny
Well,
shit like that always
first
really
of all, I
fucks
thought
me. And I
I'm
was
like, who are these
oh.
alien creatures? And then they showed a close up, and you can see that it's clearly a helmet,
yeah,
but they're still moving in this creepy
Yep.
fashion.
yeah,
And
and it's like God, I love that tone for
Yeah.
this, where it's just like it's so unapologetically like you can kind of like, obviously these are humans, but you have it's like watching like from the
Yeah.
other side of like the, what do they call it when like the technology surpasses, what is that? I
I don't
Magic.
know. I think it's called a stakeout.
Leading into, we'll have to ask at the end of we'll have to find if anyone in the audience knows at the end of the
But I know
podcast
the
what I was
feeling
talking
that you're
Yeah.
wishing to convey. 'Cause there
Yeah.
was this iOS game on like early iPad that I got obsessed with. That was like battle through levels and kill.
about. Yeah,
Right? Just like, can you defeat the boss every level? They're
Yeah.
different. One boss was exactly like what those look like.
yeah,
So I felt like I was back. Like I mean, they conveyed that killing
yeah.
That's crazy.
nonsense.
It almost
right?
it felt like almost like an Elden Ring vibe. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, that feels like it'd be like a fucking like a mini boss in
Yeah.
Elden Ring or some shit. I'd be like,
So let me
Right?
ask
Like,
this
fuck,
question.
I don't want to fight.
Right.
it's like,
yeah.
I don't want.
So
this.
I had him pull up Denis' other movies.
Okay.
Denis
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve
Dennis Villeneuve.
for the white people in chat.
Yeah.
For the non-French white people in chat. And I had him pull up his IMDb
Uh-huh.
to know what else he's done. And the reality is this is his first real foray into science fiction.
Well, no, Blade Runner 2049.
True. Okay. But
Yeah.
that was already an established universe.
Yeah, this is the first like
This is the first where he had the freedom to
To
create
create.
a universe based off of source material.
but still very different.
But the Blade Runner universe existed. I actually enjoyed from a visual impact standing the way that Blade Runner 2049.
I really
worked.
enjoyed 2049.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Again,
if you
it's
think
the
about
story,
it, then
you're
you
just-
had Prisoners, right? Which you had to remind me which one it was. But now that I remembered, I'm like, yeah, it was intense. He does really, really good
Mhm.
with creating those tense moments.
Yeah.
But like, to me, if Disney were to announce that Denis was going to do a Star Wars movie, like I would be fucking stoked.
Oh, I know exactly what I'd want him to do too. Like with the kind of tone he's got in this
Yeah.
movie, I would love him to be able to do like some kind of like old Republic, like just so far back that it looks completely
Coder.
alien to what we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
Yes.
Knights of the Old Republic. Because when you go far back,
See, my hope was that was what Taika Waititi was going to do with his.
no,
new
that is what
universe.
I can't remember the name. We talked about it last time, and I can't remember
Brian
the name.
Johnson.
No, it's someone else is doing like a Dawn of the Jedi movie, and I would kill to see Denis Villeneuve do a movie back then, because if he could bring that
But
kind of
he understands
tone.
scale,
Yes.
like the way that he portrays scale in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah,
And then in this, like,
And
do
in
you
Dune,
remember the
yeah.
vault that Jared Leto's character is in 2049?
Mm.
It's just like this square that goes straight up. And again, the floating pregnant lady, it's like,
yeah,
he just understands scale on film, and it just blows my mind from a filmmaking perspective.
I agree. And from that particular, the idea of making a film,
Yeah.
the scene he could not fuck up for me as like Dune 2 fan was Paul getting up on the worm.
On the worm,
yeah.
right?
Right?
I thought
Like,
I was
that
like, please
was
don't let this
so
be kitschy,
important,
please-
right.
Right, yeah.
and it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was fun and like cozy
Yeah.
without ever being kitschy.
Yeah,
Right.
but I also liked how we kind of showed how they steer. Like that was
Oh,
another
yeah,
thing.
like-
He
Yeah.
actually showed, and then
Yeah, the
zoomed in
mechanics.
on the
Doesn't just
the-
leave it to your
the vent
imagination.
that he
leave
was
it
opening.
to,
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool that he showed that. 'Cause I was thinking the same thing. You've got this giant fucking worm, and you've got how are you steering them? He showed it. So it was very cool. I was intrigued. I don't know if I want to talk about this because it's kind of a spoiler.
I would say like we might get into some heavier spoilers.
Yeah,
to
I
discuss
kind
some
of
stuff.
like. I'm like, how much do we want to talk about it?
Yeah, are we
You're
avoiding
here,
spoilers
so we kinda
altogether?
have to talk about. But
We'll usually do kind of generic spoilers, but there is some stuff that I want
Yeah.
to talk about that gets a little heavier. So from here on out, maybe listen at your own risk.
was that lady always a dwarf?
You
The one
mean
that
the
caught
one
the
that
worm?
I think so.
Oh.
Isn't she the one that you held the creepy little lady in the first in the one from the 80s?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
Maybe.
But
We're
like
talking
when
about the
she
keeper.
first when she
Yeah.
first caught the worm and then drowned it,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that she was so tiny. And then when Paul showed up, she's tiny. And I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what?
Man, that
Yeah.
Did you not
I'm
even notice?
just seeing that now. Yeah.
man, that broke my heart too, because that she caught that worm and I was like, oh, he's so cute. And
And then
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then shoved the thing in. Oh, look, blue shit.
Oh, that was another thing though that I thought they couldn't afford to fail. Right, is the taking of the drink.
Yeah.
And both times, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
nails it.
See, for me, the thing that I kept thinking of, and again, I guess kind of heavier spoiler, maybe for the very end of the movie, the thing that I was like waiting, like tense for the whole time was Paul and Fade fighting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because like I've seen that clip from the original a million times. And that's probably one of my favorite parts of that's like one of the few things in that original, like from the 80s one that I didn't think was super ridiculous.
Okay.
And I was like, this is going to be so intense with
Well,
the style of these movies. And my God, when I in the lead up to it, I was like, oh, the music's getting quieter.
but let's
I was
talk
like,
about
I really
that.
hope they cut. And
Let's talk about that though, because there are many movies where the antagonist dies or gets killed, and it's like, man, he bitched out.
Mhm.
Right? The fight wasn't as intense to me as I expected it to be.
Sure.
Like I wanted a long, drawn out, like fight. It was very reminiscent of the end of Game of Thrones,
Indeed.
and
Sure.
but I wanted a little more from it. But it was well done. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted a little bit more of a fight.
See, I think for me, like when I was thinking about it afterwards, was like in my mind, those kind of long drawn out fights are almost more of a thing you see in kind of like more like fanciful sci-fi or like a fancy
I
like they have these
agree.
long like battles where they're climbing across stuff and they're going through like who's up the ladder and across the ramp or like whatever that kind of
Also
thing.
known as Star Wars.
Well, or I mean, yeah, I mean,
I was like, you just
something
Or
described
they're
like so many
sitting
Star
Indian
Wars.
style
Yeah,
on the
and-
floor waiting for a red wall to go away.
well, yeah, actually, I love that.
I
fight, too.
love that scene.
But like that's like one of those things where in a Star Wars movie, I expect it to be like a long fight where they're going through hallways and there's all these weird obstacles. In this, it just
Stormtroopers show up and can't hit a shot.
well, exactly, yeah, because they suck. But like this is like it's like the realistic style I expected. Like this is going to be short. It's going to be brutal. These two aren't like there to impress anyone. They are fighting to
Thanks,
the
Gabe.
death. Like they are literally the only thing these two want is to fuck each other up as quick as possible.
Yeah.
100%.
And the second that music cuts out, that to me was probably the best choice in the whole movie. That it goes completely silent as
Mhm.
they like clash.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
I guess I wanted Fade to be like that pasty white the whole movie.
Oh yeah, instead of it just being
to me when he sometimes came out flesh colored,
Right.
I was a little like.
it
but-
does kind of. I feel like it does lessen the effect of the makeup a little bit when
Yeah.
he's kind of flesh colored. He definitely looks a lot creepier.
But
in
the skull cap
the
they
one-
had him
yeah.
wearing was designed really well. Like
Mhm.
the frontal lobe ridges and everything. It looked amazing. I thought.
Yeah.
Also, he looked fantastic. I'm not complaining.
it looked like
It's
he
just
shaved his goddamn
subtle
head
little
for it.
things like me, and who knows? Maybe that's just a massive budget thing that they didn't want to have time to put in or
Yeah.
didn't want to put in. But like, that's just little things like that. Now, that brings up another question. We have all of these conversations around perfect movies. I
Mhm.
still think Beau is Afraid was a perfect movie. A lot of people don't disagree with me on that.
You know, the penis in that kind of looks like a sandworm.
I had $1.
Have you seen Beau is Afraid?
No.
Oh, please watch it.
Okay.
Take a couple gummies before you watch it.
Oh,
Space Panda
yeah.
Delta gummies.
Popcorn.
Always
couple?
plug. Always plug. Well, it's Bailey, bro. He can handle
That's
a
true.
couple. Come on.
Yes, I can.
Probably could. I just never
It's a
have.
But-
long ass movie, so you might need him to make it
Might
through. the
need
whole thing.
3.
I don't think that 1 was a perfect movie, and I'm finding it very difficult to say that 2 was a perfect movie. And here's why: because it's strictly a continuation of 1. To me, they're one film. 1 and 2 are just a 6-hour film.
I mean, they're both the first book.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for me to say that it's a perfect film. If I take Dune as a standalone film, it's as close as you can fucking get without being a perfect film.
You're talking about like one like 6-hour long Dune supercut.
No, if I take Dune Part 2, if I take 2 as a standalone
Oh,
film,
okay, gotcha.
it's very, very close. Very close.
It was so good.
I think some of the straying from the source material is probably the only piece that keeps it from being a perfect movie. But if you think about it, it has emotion, it has tension, it has drama, a little bit of comedy. Javier Bardem is oddly funny in this movie.
Yeah, no,
you
it's
know?
I love that because he's funny until it's suddenly very not funny when
Right.
you realize
Right? Yeah.
what's actually happening. You're like, ooh, this is that's
Yeah.
bad. Actually,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah. So it's close. It's very close. I'm intrigued to see what happens with 3.
Yeah.
I want to go read Dune Messiah again simply because I want to know the source material before we go into
Oh, I
it.
can't wait to reread.
Hasn't been announced yet. We checked.
Yeah, we did check on the way over that Warner Brothers does not
He's
want
writing
to
the
announce
script
it until he finishes
based on
writing
Dune
it.
Messiah, and they won't announce filming. Plus, he's going to take some time off. I'm like, don't take any more time off.
Do you think there's any chance WB extends the production into 3, 4, and 5, and 6?
You mean like an Avatar situation?
I mean the other books,
I almost wonder if the other
because right now he's
books-
only signed on for Messiah.
I almost wonder if the other books get.
Is he
2
signed on?
Yeah, he's only signed on for 3 movies, so just like through Messiah. The other books get so weird. I would love to see
But
them
I wanna
adapted.
see it.
Like,
Yeah.
I would love to see them adapted in the style that he's already done for the first 2. I do feel like I think Children of Dune could probably work. I think once you get to
Yeah.
like God Emperor of Dune, you're gonna lose people.
Oh, 100%.
Because that's
Yeah, but at that point, you may have established the
This
Star Wars
world
fan group.
so
You may have
much.
established the fan base.
sure you may have that kind
and
of
everyone's
power.
like, I need God Emperor of Dune. I want to see how they're gonna make it because it's so fucking crazy.
You're just like, I gotta see that. Spoiler alert, gotta see that big old worm boy. Spoiler for the book that's been around for like decades.
What?
I'm gonna
70
probably
years.
go get the books again and just read them just to kind of refresh my mind on that world, and because it felt like I forgot the books when I started watching the movie
I agree.
until
Yeah.
until it stepped away from some of the original source material, and then it was like, okay.
Yeah, I think it's just he does such a good job of adapting it in his own way that I don't think about the books because I don't feel like I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm watching. It's very similar to like Lord of the Rings. Like you go back and watch those movies and you don't really care what's different from the books because it's just so
You're just
good
in
on
it.
its
Yep,
own
and it's a
that
great
you're like,
story.
this is
Yeah.
just perfect.
Yeah, you're not constantly looking for like, oh, wait a minute,
Yeah.
why the fuck? No, you're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is good.
It's
This is a
it's
cool
not
story.
like we kind of talked about this, or you at least you heard me talking about this yesterday. As much as I actually am enjoying the live action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix, but that is one where some of the changes that have been
Which
made
just got renewed for seasons 2 and 3. by
yeah,
the way.
I do genuinely like this adaptation of it, but I also get the points that people are making where they're like some of the stuff they've taken out
I
changes the
feel like
story
you're like
so
10 feet from your
fundamentally.
microphone.
Did I sound good though?
I don't know, Chris.
It changes the story so fundamentally that it kind of takes away from it a little bit. This feels something totally different. Like the changes made, it didn't feel like it fucked anything up at all.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. 3-hour-long movie. Did it feel like it?
no,
No,
I never get up and pee in the middle of movies. I did have to get up and pee.
I did not.
But I
have
also
to leave
chugged
the
a
theater.
slushy.
it was like a weird one where like I think at the end I said it didn't feel like 3 hours, but I definitely felt it felt like a long journey, but not necessarily like I felt like I was watching a movie for 3 hours.
Yes.
Correct.
By the end, I was like, oh Jesus.
Yeah,
like,
it's exhausting.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like in a like,
And that's kind of the
It's just
piece that
so
made
much
me
happens.
question the
Yeah.
perfect movie piece, right? Is because that's when you feel like you've been on an emotional roller coaster throughout a movie. That's kind of, for me, that's an indicator. Like there's something going on.
yeah,
here.
it took us to what? How many worlds? 4 or 5?
I think there was 4. I think.
4.
Okay, so we have Arrakis,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the Emperor's
Yeah,
homeworld,
the
right?
Harkonnens. homeworld.
Harkonnens and the Sardaukar.
Yeah.
Do we never go to no? Do we never see Caladan again?
I almost want to say you see it in like a flashback moment, but maybe
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
think
thinking
there
of the
was
first
a flashback, but
because he's kind of like
it
talking
was one of
about
his
it.
memories.
Yeah.
It was when his father's painting was on the wall and the
Oh
castle
yeah,
was
yeah,
on
yeah.
fire.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Every one of those worlds feels so distinct. Like you have no question of where you
See,
are.
I may
Exactly.
have dozed off for a second, but I remember shit about the movie.
It's,
I am gonna go see it again this weekend. I'll probably take Avery if he wants
yes,
to go.
so he'll stop
Nice.
accusing you of loving me more than
I'm
you
going down to
love him.
Louisville to see with my brother-in-law.
Are you? Yeah, is that
Nice,
3
nice,
times or
nice.
2?
That'll be my second.
Yeah.
I really do want to go see. I know my dad's a big Dune fan. I think
That's
if I
awesome.
remember right, my mom wasn't such a big fan. I would love to be able to see this one in theaters with my dad though, with how because we were talking about it. He was so
Must be
fired
nice
up
to have
about
a
it.
dad.
It is, and a mom, but
Oh, damn.
I love you.
Don't kiss me.
I did. I hand touched you. But no, I would love to go see that. It's almost like I want to see this with as many people as possible. You know what I mean? Like I want to like.
You want to tell people about the Messiah? Is that what you're talking
Yes,
about?
I want to see as many people as possible have a first time with this movie and be like, oh, like I can't wait to go see it with Molly, and like I would love to be able to see it with my pops for how excited he was
Yeah.
about it.
Yes.
Like I would love to go see it with you, Mom, but I know you don't like theaters, so I won't force you to do it. But if you do want to go see it.
No, I agree. I've never been so excited to be like, you want to go? Let's
Yeah,
go."
right. Let's
Did Hannah go with you?
She did not.
Didn't.
She said she enjoyed the first one,
Didn't want to ruin it.
but
with the second one?
yeah, just
Didn't want to
I
wait. Didn't want to
couldn't
see
get
it
her
till the third
excited.
one came out.
yeah.
Lisan Al Gaib. I'm gonna buy you a name tag.
This is
I love it.
Wadib. Listen, please don't buy me the Space Hitler name tag, okay?
I
Okay.
know it's so funny how much I love this character, and at the same time, am horrified.
Yeah, that is one where I'm sitting there like, man, there's a lot of people who are the Atreides supposed to be good guys? No. Well, I guess it's kind
Well,
of
he
like a
does
yes and no
say, "Well,
thing.
so we'll do this by being."
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was gonna say the other thing is the Atreides are not really. I mean, he calls him uncle. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
right.
You know,
Well,
it
I thought
was
that.
like-
I just kind of thought that's because you slept through that part.
Yeah.
Where they said that they were related. So thought you
No,
were
I
just
saw that part. But like when he called him, I wasn't surprised that he called him uncle. I was kind of
Yeah.
surprised. I was like, oh shit. That's basically like, I know who the fuck you are.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
no,
what
that's-
I'm doing, and I'm doing it with
that
the
was
purpose.
that was a very
You know,
good
it was
moment.
kind of like, oh shit, apropos. You know,
I love too.
Yeah,
Someone.
Fade's like, "Oh, really?"
yeah,
I do
right?
love his face. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did. Someone actually pointed out to me too that, and I'm curious to like pay attention to this.
Oh shit,
when
I didn't
see
put
it
that
again.
together.
Yeah, that
He
Fade
killed
just-
his cousin
Yeah.
and his spoiler alert,
and his uncle. Yeah, but I didn't. I totally didn't put
Yeah.
that together. No, it
Oh
wasn't.
no,
'cause
it would be uncle and grandfather, right?
well, because Fade. No.
Oh
'cause-
yeah.
yeah.
Fade would be-
So is
Yes.
Fade Rebecca Ferguson's brother?
Yes.
Technically, half brother.
Then why did he call him uncle when he killed him?
I thought he
I
called
don't
him
know.
cousin. No,
I
he would be his uncle. It's got to be because he's his brother.
No, he called
Maybe Rebecca.
Stellan Skarsgård's character.
Maybe we were
Uncle.
misinterpreting, and Rebecca Ferguson and Stellan Skarsgård are brother and sister.
No, because
No, definitely she's the daughter.
Is she okay? Then yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just
Which
fucked up.
no, that's definitely grandfather to Paul.
But he did call him. I thought he called.
he
him
called
uncle.
Stellan Skarsgård uncle.
I don't know.
We'll watch it again this weekend.
Let's
and
find out together.
Yeah.
But he's definitely grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
Which would mean that Fade is his uncle.
yeah.
Right.
Someone did point out to me that, and I'm excited to go back and watch this and see again. But the further you get into the movie, and the more of these kind of like questionable choices Paul makes, the camera gets further and further away from him and doesn't like zoom in on him anymore. Like it starts where like you have these kind of intimate close shots of him, and the further he goes, and then
It does become a lot of big shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then by the end of at the very end, when he's like, which I think is perfect, when he ends it with the like send them to paradise, the camera's further away from him than it ever has been.
Yeah.
But then when it ends on Chani, it's right up on
Wow.
her. And
That's
so it's like
great
showing that
catch.
dichotomy between like he's pulling further away and she's
Yeah.
becoming more of your like hero kind of focus.
Yeah.
character.
I was kind of intrigued by the continuation of Josh Brolin's character
Mhm.
and the expansion of his. I don't want to say role in the movie, but role in Paul Atreides. He
Yeah.
almost becomes an advisor.
Oh, he always was though.
Yeah,
in the-
but
in
more
the
so
book.
than like a trainer or a bodyguard, which is kind of the role that you see him as in the first
Sure.
movie.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
like,
I don't know. I think he would be considered like in the high court of the Atreides.
yeah, no, I don't disagree with that, right? But the way that he's portrayed in the first one is he's the protector of his father, but he's also training Paul.
He's like a
Atreides.
mentor.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then at the end of this one, you see Paul look to him for what do I do next? And he just gives him the subtle nod, and you're like, oh shit.
I love too the way you see it flip, where like when they go into that kind of like council meeting,
Yeah.
him and Chani are like on the same page, where they're like, okay, we got to play it cool. We can't let him know that we're like not into this. And then the second he starts talking, Josh Brolin's like, he's in. He's suddenly he believes, and like,
Yeah.
there's so much good.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, like I said, it's this close to a perfect movie for me.
Yeah.
When I go see it this weekend and don't fall asleep for 20 seconds, I'm
Maybe
sure
it
I'll
is
probably be like,
perfect.
that's all I need.
I would say, yeah, probably that is the closest to a perfect movie I've ever had without being clouded by like, my own like bias towards a movie.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch Force Awakens and say it's a perfect movie for me because I'm clouded by that.
Right.
Dune, I wouldn't have even necessarily considered myself like, oh, I'm a big Dune fan. Like I
Right.
like the movies.
I
But
mean,
it
the
wasn't
first,
like,
but the first one was good, but it wasn't like this scalable movie for me. It wasn't like, oh my god, I got to watch that movie like 6 times, and
yeah,
I can't get enough of it, and oh my god, I can't wait for the sequel to come out. It's like, it was 3 years. I didn't even realize that it was 3 years.
yeah, exactly.
It's that kind of a situation with the first one. Waiting for 3 is gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Mm.
And there's just so much to unpack in the movie, and so much like symbolism that you miss and like want to go back. And find later.
So many fucking layers.
I didn't even think about, and then actually credit to Molly. I don't know if you're listening. She pointed out to me the blue scarf that Chani has only comes up during moments where she's like showing her love for Paul, or like he's doing something to reaffirm her love, and then by the end of the movie,
It's
she's
gone.
not wearing it anymore.
Yeah.
She's got it like around her arm.
Yeah.
And it's like that's such a good
It-
storytelling.
it is.
without even,
I didn't
like,
remember the love story from the first one. I never remembered that.
well, because she only really comes in
Oh,
right
like
at the end.
right at the end.
Yeah.
They just meet.
No, I mean the original Dune.
Okay.
Nor from the books, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
And it always gets really weird to me watching Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya together, right? Because Zendaya and Tom Holland have been together forever, and Chalamet and Tom Holland are good friends.
Yeah.
And so it was, but like the chemistry between the two of them, it changed really well with the movie.
Yeah.
Like some people, there's just a natural chemistry, and no matter how much it looks like they're trying to fight in the movie or whatnot,
Right.
But it completely changed in the movie, and it was quite obvious that was utilized. And that may be Denise directing, it might be the score causing some of this.
Both though. I mean,
crazy to
yeah,
me.
you feel like you're watching it unfold.
Yeah,
It's not
especially
just-
when and there's that one pivotal scene where he tells her that he's always going to be there for her. And
It almost
clearly
even
he's
like
not, you
it's
know?
so well done that it almost even like watching some of it, you get that kind of knot in your chest that you get when you're like actually arguing with someone you care about. Like I'm like, oh, I can feel it, like that discomfort of like we're really like having a moment here.
I wanted them to play out a little more Johnny's friend, talking about Josh Brolin's character.
Oh yeah, yeah. But she went down hard.
Yeah. Not in a good way.
I do love too though
Jesus.
that this is like I was saying to you earlier, 2 movies now, starring Timothée Chalamet and Florence Pugh, where Florence Pugh is his second choice. The first, of course, being Little Women, which I also think is a very good movie.
It is a great film.
I love Little Women so much. I can't imagine a universe in which Florence Pugh would be my second choice.
Did you guys watch the Star Wars clone that Snyder put out
Rebel
on Netflix?
Moon? So fucking bad.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It's like that's almost like if you hold that, that's like a perfect example of how not to try to create a new sci-fi universe.
Yeah.
And then you have Dune.
What I hated was that they called it Rebel Moon. It's like, so instinctually you think Star Wars Association.
Oh,
Which it was
Yeah.
supposed to be a Star Wars movie. That
Yeah.
was the script he was writing for Star Wars. Disney canned it, and then he like his whole press tour is him being like, "I don't care about Star Wars, but here's how much it's gonna kick Star Wars ass." And it's like,
Yeah.
"Sure, Zach, you really, you don't give a shit at all, huh?" And then, man, that movie just was so disappointing.
Dune 3. What do
Yes.
you guys think? Are you looking forward to it? Are you
Absolutely.
can't wait.
anticipating? Are you
It will 100% make me reread Messiah.
Yeah.
What do you want to see in Dune 3?
Man, I kind of want to see more of like Denis taking like the building blocks of the Denis Villeneuve
Yeah,
taking the like building blocks of the story, but still putting his own twist on it because he seems to have such a fantastic understanding of the story. Like I love when you can see like a director really fucking like gets it on a visceral
Mhm.
level. And I feel like I want to see more of him kind of like same but like twisting it a little bit to more of his. I'm just would love to see how he's gonna
So
handle
you
that
like the
material.
direction that he's taken the
Yeah.
story as
100%.
close to the source material as possible,
It's
but still kind of putting
close,
it
but you
fresh.
could but like making a change is like 'cause you see people online always are like, oh, I could write it better, and you know they couldn't. He might be able to write it better.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
instead of Chani just being like a love appendage, now she's her own
Yeah.
person and like representative of the Freeman.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Go see it. Like if you're
Definitely
watching
see
this, listening to this,
see Doom Part 2.
go see it. It's exceptional.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued, Mr. Bailey, to
Yeah,
know what else you've seen lately and what else moved you. Anything?
Next School Wins.
Next Goal Wins. That's
Yep.
the Taika Waititi movie,
Taika,
right?
yes.
How was that?
So good.
Was it really?
I really, really enjoyed it. Hannah said it was her new favorite sports film.
Really?
Ever.
It also
Yeah.
has the guy from Smartless, Will Arnett, in it, right?
Mm.
Yes, very minor
Briefly,
role.
yeah.
Yep.
So was it funny? Is it? I haven't seen it yet. So
There's parts that are hilarious, parts that are heavy. It's mostly like moving, character drama.
yeah, isn't it? What was that Ben Affleck movie where he was drunk the whole movie?
Batman.
Pretty much every.
Let me
Ben
clarify.
Affleck.
What movie was not? No, the one where he was coaching the basketball team.
Don't believe I've
Oh, it's
seen
pretty
it.
recent,
Yeah.
right? I don't know what it's called though, but I know what you're talking about. Was he drunk for that?
He was an alcoholic. That's why he got.
Oh, you
lost
mean the
his
character?
college team.
You mean the character?
Yes.
Not the real Ben Affleck.
He was a college coach.
Sure,
I
there was
didn't
Had
some
a
see that
crossover.
drinking
one.
problem. Okay. Tyler would know the name because he was making fun of it the
Oh,
entire.
well, you know
fucking
what?
time.
Rehire Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler, I love you so much.
Have you not seen it yet?
No, I've seen it, but what I was gonna say is, like, when I think of sports movies and heavy and themes and stuff like that's the last movie that I can think of that was like that. So
Yeah.
yeah. Where did you see it?
Streaming.
Where is it streaming?
I believe it is on.
I'm gonna watch it because I love Taika. You know I love Taika.
Yeah, Taika's.
Yeah.
phenomenal. Hannah and I can't get enough, so that's what we watched together.
He was on Smartless a couple months ago.
Okay.
And talking about some of the projects that he's got coming out, and he dropped some hints about the Star Wars movie, and I'm pretty stoked about that.
I cannot wait for that. I'm so excited.
I want to know what it.
That
what
would be the first time Hannah sees a Star Wars.
What?
It's so disappointing.
You know what? The first one's always awesome.
But it's gonna be I get to get the magic of her first time.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what's gonna
Right.
happen. She's
Yeah.
gonna watch a Star Wars movie, and then she's gonna want to watch all of them, or have an introduction to the universe.
Or be like, that one's enough for me.
No, she's like, no, I'll just rewatch Taika's.
I'm
Like,
good.
I like that
I
one.
guarantee you that's what's gonna happen.
That's funny. Talk a little bit about that take about Thor that you were talking
Oh
about.
yeah, that I showed you earlier
Yeah.
today. Was
You'll appreciate this.
should I say what I called that take, or do we not want to say that on air anymore? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say it. I came into the room today and showed him a tweet at work. We don't live together, and I was like, oh, I've got a tweet for you. It's another film school dropout take, and it was someone.
Oh, is that the term that you
Yeah,
didn't want to
yeah.
say? Yeah, no, we can
And
use that
it
after
was
my
someone-
rant last week.
It was someone talking about Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, and they were just like,
Oh, it ruined the world. for
yeah,
me.
like they didn't like the movies, which is fine. I mean, don't like. I can't imagine not liking Thor Ragnarok, but like Love and Thunder was kind of questionable for me, I guess. But it was just the way they were talking. It was like, oh, there's no soul in it. What message am I supposed to take from this movie? What message, motherfucker?
Message.
It's a Marvel movie. The
And
message is-
that, ladies and gentlemen, is why when we walk out of the
Uh.
theater and we hear other people going, "Oh, this Batman movie was supposed to be a comic
the
book
Marvels
movie."
was so.
It is a
worse.
fucking comic book movie.
Yep.
Yes.
And it's like, what's the message I'm taking? Is that Chris Hemsworth could beat my ass. That's
Correct.
the message.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
want to see him beat someone else's
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
He's
People
a
don't
god.
go to church to watch
Yeah.
Thor movies and learn life lessons from
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't have to come in with like some big stirring message. Movies can just be fucking fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, sure, there's a place for it. Like, I mean, we've just been talking about Dune for like an hour, And there's a place for movies like that with a deep message and that kind of symbolism. Those are just a place for a fun, stupid movie.
100%.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so perplexed that you don't like Solo, but I'm not going to keep talking about it.
I don't dislike.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you.
I can't keep being
Here's
dislike
the story. Here's the story. For 2.5 years, I was dating a woman. We were engaged, and I had her daughter convinced that I hated Christmas. So convinced that she went out of her way to make my Christmas the best Christmas that I could ever have.
Oh, that's such a good long play.
And well, it's still going on, buddy, and she's not watching, so she doesn't know. But and so that to me is what I'm doing to you with Solo.
Okay, so what I'm gonna find out years from now that you actually love Solo.
I enjoyed Solo.
I'm
Yeah.
so angry.
He unwrapped it now, though.
Yeah, see, there you go. You're welcome. Here's your
Although
gift.
it's been out for much more than 2.5 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I only found out about this take like a month
I mean,
ago.
I got like a
Okay.
brand new gaming chair. I got a stream deck for Christmas. Like, she went out of her way to make sure
Wow.
that my Christmas.
So the joke is now you fucking love Christmas?
No.
No, he
still
still was like, oh, this sucks.
I still hate
Not
Christmas.
good enough.
But to make her feel better, I told her that I now love Christmas. And then down the road, I told her again. I mean, I really don't like Christmas, but you did a good job of it. So she still thinks I hate
You're like,
Christmas.
I hate Christmas, but I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good God.
yeah.
That's a masterclass gaslight. God damn.
I mean, it's kind of like what
I
I,
was
did
like,
for
I can't
Avery
get
the other
excited
day.
about this.
Oh no. We can't talk
We'll tell you a
about-
story off the
Yeah,
air.
we
what I
can't
did
talk
to
on air
Avery.
about what you did to Avery.
That was fantastic. Well, I think that's a good discussion. Is there anything else? Any final thoughts on the movie? Anything you want to bring up?
I can't wait to see it again.
Right? Yeah.
I'm so sad I couldn't get the popcorn bucket.
Yeah, we tried. I was gonna buy one for Bill and ship it to him.
I
But,
wanted it so bad. I
yeah.
even looked at the guy. I was like, "You don't have the popcorn bucket?" And he was like, "No," but they had like a kiosk behind with like Dune pop figures and toys and stuff. But that was also all picked
Yeah.
over. And I was like, "You don't have the bucket?" He goes, "No." He goes, "We got things, toys back there." I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, I'm hearing that they're already removing some of the Ghostbusters popcorn bucket stuff. Like they're taking them down. Like it's just not going to be available now. They teased you with it. Now they're gone.
Was there going to be a
Rude.
Ghostbusters popcorn bucket?
Oh yeah, a bunch
He
of them.
has one. You see the one?
No,
that you got
for
in
the
there?
new movie coming out in a few weeks.
Chris, have I ever told you that I'm not really a big Ghostbusters fan?
Okay.
Oh shit! On that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Yikes.
real quick, let's cover the partners again. So, coffeedudescoffee.com.
Oh,
Help out Chris. He needs it. He's broke as fuck.
He needs that
I
Ghostbusters
am?
popcorn bucket.
I'm kidding. He needs
Yeah.
to buy some more car parts.
You look
for
around.
his
You look around at
23
this
cars.
studio,
God.
and the first thing you think is broke.
Yeah,
It's the most
exactly.
beautiful
Um,
studio.
Thank you to Pup and the Pepper for now giving us a code so we can know when you guys go purchase some of their products. At checkout,
The
code
code's right
popcorn
here.
will save you 10% on the sauces. Good stuff. Excellent sauces. Now we can say award-winning sauces.
And not just the awards that we were sending them.
Yeah.
Real awards.
Yeah.
Real ones.
Real ones. And then obviously Space Panda Delta Glitch Energy, spacepandadelta.com. It is hemp-derived THC, fully legal across the United States, Delta 8 and Delta 9. Use code popcorn for 20% off. Glitch Energy, glitch with a Y. Logo on screen now. And again, code popcorn for 20% off. Show some love to our partners. Lux Bidet, my personal favorite partner that we've got. They keep my butthole clean on a
Good
constant
Lord.
basis.
You know what? I will say Glitch is my favorite because they sent me my first ever sponsor package the other day, and I was so excited. I told everyone at my apartment office.
Oh,
They were like,
Jesus.
"What's this?" And I was like, "Just a sponsor from my
I'm
podcast."
real.
So
No,
thank you, Glitch.
I'm telling you right now, we do have a bidet that is going to come and is going in that bathroom right there, and I will do an ad read from the toilet one of
Yeah.
these days.
Why not?
I will not.
fully mic'd.
Fully
to
mic'd
bottom,
up.
top to bottom.
Yep.
He's gonna actually. You should just do the podcast from in there. I'll be out here. You be in there.
That would be an audio nightmare. for
That would be
Chris.
so
Who's
bad.
going to sponsor the replacement of the microphones?
Well, hey, I mean, those conversations are happening, so to be updated shortly. But yeah, so show our partners some love. You can go to popcorntribunal.com, click on partners, and there's all of the links to all of our partners. I mean, that includes Gladiator PC in the UK. That lightsaber business went out of business.
Yeah, and you never
Um,
even sent me one.
They went out of business.
They failed.
Well, if you had sent me
No,
one,
they went out of business.
They were
Yeah, but, you
failing
know,
already.
Yeah.
if you had sent me one first,
Don't forget
His
Lego.
promotion would have saved you.
Don't forget
Exactly,
Lego.
that's what I'm
There is
saying.
a link there that gets you some great discounted prices for Lego.
and there is a Dune Lego set. So
There are some new sets coming
Wow.
out as well. The new sorting hat for Harry Potter is awesome.
Mm.
So,
I heard if you put it on, it uses the wrong pronouns.
check them out. Show them some love. Derek Bailey, thank you.
Thank
coming
you so
out.
much for
Thank
having
you
me.
for
This was
coming out.
Thank you for
awesome.
coming back.
You
I
will
love
be
you so
back.
much.
Absolutely.
Such a
appreciate
good
it.
man.
Chris,
Thank
thank you for a good show. Thank you for everyone
Thank
on
you, buddy.
Live Space, YouTube, and Kick for coming out.
We love you
Have
all.
a great one.
Podcast will hit Spotify and other podcasting platforms in a week or so.
Yep.
Right, Chris?
Believe so.
Sweet.
If my-
Spring break next week, so
Listen.
we're going to take a week off. We will see you in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Yes.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Love you all. I'll text you when I'm home, Mom.
I love that.
I promise he's a grown-ass man. I promise.
It's wonderful.
In a fully legal partnership.
Yes.
For
There
now.
is a certificate.
Until the
I'll
overload.
text you when I get home, Mom. Jesus Christ.
Listen, she wants to know I'm safe.
Oh, I'm driving. You're gonna be
Yeah,
safe.
that's why she wants to know I'm safe.
What did I just say? Oh, yeah, I'm driving.